7. Today we are going to see some more questions, few more questions of exercise 2b, that is application based question. I hope that you have tried. Still I am going to show you a few questions so that you can check that whether you have done it right or wrong. So this is question number 7b. The cost of 5.5 kg of mangoes is rupees 302.5. Find the cost of 1 kg of mangoes. So here, as I have suggested you all how to do this question, this is 7b. The cost is given and the amount is given and the mass of mango is given, that means its weight is given. So at first I am going to write here the statement like that. Here you are having the cost of 5.5 kg of mangoes. 5.5 kg of mangoes is given, that is rupees this is 302.5. 302.5. You want to find the cost of 1 kg of mango. Therefore, cost of 1 kg of mango, cost of 1 kg of mango, that will be rupees 302.5 should be divided by 5.5. So that this number, now you have to divide it. Now at first you are having the mixed fractions, so you need to change into improper form. 302 and 2, first of all you go in rough and first multiply 302 by 2, you will have 604, and then plus 1, that becomes 605. So it will be 605 upon 2 divided by 5 2 are 10 and 1 11 upon 2, and here you have to write the rupees sign. So you are having rupees 605 upon 2 multiplied by 2 upon 11. So how you are dividing, division sign will change into multiplication sign, and the fraction 11 by 2 becomes 2 upon 11, because you need to write the reciprocal of 11 by 2. As you are aware that when division sign changes into multiplication sign, the next fraction should be in its reciprocal form. Now you can cancel this number. So how you can cancel? 11 5s are 55, and again here 5, 11 5s are 55, and 2 is cancelled, that is rupees 55. Okay, so rupees 55 is the cost of 1 kg of mango. So they are asking find the cost of 1 kg of mango. Therefore you need to write like this. So the cost of 1 kg of mango, 1 kg of mango is rupees 55, and like that you can write your answer. So I want to tell you all that in case of application based question, that means these are the word problems. You need to write some statement. Okay, along with the statement you have to write the correct calculation, and correct steps of the calculation is very essential. Then only you can get the correct answer of such type of questions. Now I hope that you are understanding the word problems. So you can do question C, D. Okay, I can see that you can do. Still I am going to show you question number E. Look at the question number E of exercise 2b, exercise 2b, question 7e. The product of two number is 8 whole and 1 by 4. If one of the number is 2 whole and 3 by 4, find the other number. So can you think that what you will do to get the other number? Okay, the product of two numbers are given. Product of two numbers are given, and one number is also given here. So product of two number is given 8 whole and 1 by 4. Since the product of two number, you will write the statement like that. The product of two numbers is given 8 whole and 1 by 4. It is 8 whole and 1 by 4. And one of the number is given 2 whole and 3 by 4. And one of the number is given. One of the number is also given, that is 2 whole and 3 by 4. 2 whole and 3 by 4. Therefore another number, and this number will be by dividing 8 whole and 1 by 4 by 2 whole and 3 by 4. Then you will get the other number. So first of all, change this into improper form. 8 4 ja 32 and 1 33 upon 4. Then put the division sign. 4 2 ja 8 and 3 11 by 4. The next step 33 by 4 multiplied by 4 upon 11. You can cancel 11 3 ja 33 and 4 4 cancel. So your another number is 3. So the other number or another number is 3. You can write the statement like that. So the other number is 3. So the other number is 3. So like that you can write few statement. Along with that you can write the solution of such type of questions. Now you can see question number G. I am showing you question number G. Here in G number, a shopkeeper sells a pencil for rupees 5 whole and 1 by 4. He makes a total of rupees 446 and 1 by 4 by the end of the day. If the pencil came in boxes of 15 each, approximately how many boxes has he sold by the end of the day? So here you have to observe the statement first. In the statement you can see a shopkeeper sells a pencil. The cost of one pencil is given rupees 5 whole and 1 by 4. Now he makes a total of rupees 446 and 1 by 4. That means after selling all the pencils he has got rupees 446 and 1 by 4. Now one packet of pencil is having 15 pencils. Okay, one packet of, that means one box of contains 15 pencil. So approximately how many pencil he has sold at the end of the day? So what to do? Can you guess that what type of a statement is required here? Let us see. First you think that what you will write. First you think by yourself. By reading the question, you think about the statement you will be writing here. So 7Z number question. Cost, what given here? Cost of one pencil. It is written. Cost of one pencil is written. Cost of one pencil is given, that is rupees 5 whole and 1 by 4. Rupees 5 whole and 1 by 4. This is the cost of one pencil. Now total selling amount. Total amount or total sale. Total amount he has got how much? Total after selling the entire pencil he has got rupees 446. Rupees 446 and 1 by 4. This is the total selling amount. Total amount he has got 446 and 1 by 4. So, first of all you need to find the number of pencil he has sold. Therefore, number of pencils sold out. Pencils sold out. How many pencil he has sold? Okay, this you need to find. For this, what you will do? You will be doing rupees 446 and 1 by 4 should be divided by 5 whole and 1 by 4. If you will divide 446 1 by 4 by 5 whole and 1 by 4, you will be getting the total number of pencil he has sold. So, first of all you have to make it as a improper fraction. So, for improper fraction 446 should be multiplied by 4, multiplied 6 4 ja 24, 4 carry 2 and 4 4 ja 16 plus 2, that is 18, 8 carry 1 and 4 4 ja 16 and 1 17, 7 carry 1 and plus here 1, that means it will be 1785. This is the rough work which I am doing to change this mixed fraction into improper form. So, this is 1785 upon 4, then write here division sign, 5 4 ja 20 and 1 21 upon 4. Further you can write 1785 upon 4 multiplied by 4 upon 21. Now cancel this 4 and 4, cancel one time only, and now by 21 you can cancel 1785. So, first of all you think that 7 can divide 21 and 7 is dividing 1785 or not, that you have to check over here. So, 7 2 ja 14 and here 3 38, again 7 5 ja 35. So, I have checked that 7 can divide it. So, 7 3 ja 21 and by 7 I am dividing this number, then 7 2 ja 14 and here 3 38, 7 5 ja 35 and then here 3 again 7 5 ja 35. Now, this 3 can divide this. Okay. So, 3 1 ja 3 and here 3 8 ja 24 and 3 5 ja 15. So, that I am having only 85. That means total number of pencil he has sold is 85. Therefore, total number of pencil he has sold, that is 85. Now, you are having in each one packet there are 15 pencils. Okay. Okay, 85 pencils. Just you can check the calculation work what I have did. I am rechecking the calculation. 7, this is 446 whole and 1 by 4. The number was 446 and 1 by 4, that is the total selling amount, and the cost of one pencil is 5 whole and 1 by 4. So, here the number what I am getting as 7 2 ja 14, 3 38, 7 5 ja 35 and 3 again 85. That means total number of pencil is coming 85 only. Now, I am going to find the number of packets. As you have seen that in each packet there are 15 pencils. So, total number of, now I have to decide that how many packets he has sold. Now, total number of packets, total number of packets of, for this what you will do? You have to divide 85 divide by 15, because in one packet there are 15 pencils. So, if you will be dividing 85 by 15, what will be there? Let us see. That will be 85 upon 15. That will be 85 upon 15. First of all, by 5 I can cancel, 5 3 ja 15 and 5 can cancel this number, 5 1 ja 5 and here 3 5 7 ja 35. So, it is 17 upon 3. 17 upon 3. Now, you change it into mixed fraction. So, 3 5 ja 15, 3 5 ja 15. Then here 2. So, this is 5 whole and 2 by 3. That means approximately 6 packet should be there. It should be approximately 6 packets. So, you can write your answer that approximately how many boxes has he sold by the end of the day. You will be writing because this number is more than 5. So, you have to write your answer. So, approximately he has sold 6 packets. Okay. I hope that you have written this one. So, let me clean this part. Further, at the final step, one statement you need to write. So, you can write, so approximately you have to write this word because it is used in your book question also. Approximately he has approximately he has sold 6 packets or 6 boxes, whatever you can write. In your book it is written boxes, so you can write here boxes. How many boxes? 6 boxes. So, this is the answer of this question. So, like that you can do the calculation work, you can write it. So, from my side this exercise 2B is finished. As I have told you in previous class that I will show you few more questions from 2B. So, now 2B is over. After that we have to do one more exercise, that is the decimals. Okay, decimals. So, we are going to start chapter number 3, that is decimal now. Okay. So, now for decimals, what things are most important to understand? You are aware about decimals. A decimal number has 3 parts. A decimal number has 3 parts. Suppose I am writing 2.73. How many parts are there? There are 3 parts. The part number 1 is a whole number. Before decimal, whatever you are writing, that is called the whole number. First part is the whole number, then second part is the decimal, and second part is the point. Whatever point you are writing here, that this point is known as decimal. So, first part is the whole number, second part is this decimal point, and then the third part is the decimal number. Means after decimal, whatever you are writing over there, I have written 2.73. that means this is the decimal part. Now, if I am talking about the place value, you are aware that place value of this 3 is only 3, but place value of this 7 is 7 upon 10, and the place value of this 2 is 2. That means the place value of the digits, the place value of the digit for a decimal number, you are already aware about this thing, that when suppose I am going to write it in expanded form, as you have written this number in standard 6, you have studied that it can be written 2 plus 7 upon 10 plus this is 3, this number is 3 upon 100, this is 3 upon 100. So, here I am talking about the places. This place is called the 10th place. This place is called the hundredths place. So, after decimal, if you are writing any number, the place value, the name of place value is always changed. As you are counting ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000 like that. But in decimal, this is changed. After decimal, the first digit is called at the 10th place, that is TENTHS, 10th place, then 100th place, then 1000th place. Like that we are reading the number. Suppose for second number question, if I am writing 73.9 7, 2, 5. Here you can see 73 is the whole number. This is the point. 7 is at the 10th place, then 2 is at the 100th place, and the 5 is at the 1000th place. So if I will tell you to write this number in expanded form, how you can write this number as expanded form? I can write it 70 plus 3, then 7 upon 10, then 2 upon 100, and then 5 upon 1000. Because you know, if I will ask you what is the place value of this 5, you can say that it is 5 upon 1000. What is the place value of this 2? You can say that it is 2 upon 100. What is the place value of this 7? You can say it is 7 upon 10. And the place value of this 3 is 3 itself, okay, and the place value of this 7 is 70. So these are the place value, and if you are going to write this number in expanded form, you can write it like that. These all things you have learnt in class 6 itself. Here, first of all, there is warm up exercise for chapter number 3, decimals. So today I am talking about decimals. It is not new things for you all. You all are aware about decimals, and this is the revision part which I am showing you. So here exercise on page number 36, you can see there is the warm up exercise, the revision exercise. In revision exercise, choose the correct option. Here a number 0.123 is written as, how you can write 0.123, that is 0.123 is written in the second number option. So this option is the correct option. Now B number, which of the following decimal is in descending order? So you can do it, which number is in descending order, you can arrange it. So let me show one question from the warm up exercise, so that you can revise the things. Let me show you question number. Suppose I am going to do question number here, warm up exercise, that is page number 36. This is question number 1B. 1B, that is from warm up exercise 1B, and I am showing you only one question. You need to write in descending order. First of all, let me write the question. What is the question? That is 0.31, then 0.38, then it is 0.36, then here it is 0.32, then here it is 0.37, 0.37, 0.31, 0.38, 0.36, 0.32, and then 0.37. Now you want to write this number in in which order? You want to write descending order. So therefore descending order, descending order. In descending order, how you can write it? That means which is the greatest number among these all numbers. So 3, 8, 3, 6, 3, 2, 3, 7. You can see that 0.38 is the greatest number among all these given numbers. So you need to write 0.38. This is the greatest number. Then 0.37, the second number, 0.37. Then 0.36, you can write 0.36, then 0.32, 0.32, and further you can write 0.31. This is 0.31. So this is only the answer of this question. Here you have to just understand which is the greatest number, then which is the next greatest number. So this is descending number when you are going and going, so that you are getting the smallest number among these all the numbers, So descending order 0.38, and then 0.37, then 0.36, then 0.32, then 0.31. Like that you can arrange all these number. Now after B number, here C number, the decimal form of 88 by 100. So here if I am talking about C number question, they are asking 88 upon 100, 88 upon 100, the decimal form. You are aware about there are 2 zeros are there, that means you can write it 0.88. This is the decimal for 88 upon 100 means 0.88. Okay, like that you can do, you can revise those things. Now if I am talking about question number 2, okay, I am talking about question number 2. From this warm up exercise, that means the revision exercise, convert the following fractions into decimal. Convert the following fractions into decimal. How you can convert it? Let me show you. This is a number 3 upon 10, that you can write 0.3. Then suppose I am having B number, it is 145 upon 100, that you can write 1.45. Then suppose C number, it is 15 upon 1000, you can write it 0.015. Then suppose here D number, 1 upon 4 is there, here 1 upon 4 is there. So now you have seen that if 1 upon 10, that means decimal is shifting right to left side at one place. If there is 20, decimal is shifting 2 digit back, means right to left side. If 3 zeros, then decimal is shifting right to left 3 digit back, that means 1, 2 and 1 digit is not there, so that I am putting here 0. But if you are having no 0 at all, that you have seen that if 1 upon 0 you are getting, it is very easy and simple to place the decimal point, but there is no 0. It is simply 1 by 4. As you are aware that you can divide it, but without division also you can write the decimal form. How? That let me show you. If 1 by 4 I can multiply it by 25 and divide it by 25, then actually this number becomes 25 upon 100, then I can write it 0.25. So if you are having no 0 at all at the denominator, then you have to think that by which number you can multiply at the denominator, so that you will be getting 1 upon 0, 1 upon 10, 1 upon 20, 1 upon 30, or 1 upon 0 number will be coming or not, that you have to check by trial and error method. Okay. Then, and if you are unable to get it, you have to divide. This 1 can be divided by 4, you will be giving here point, then 0, then 4 2 ja 8, then you are having 2, again you can take 1 0, so 4 5 ja 20. Like that also you can find your answer, that the answer is coming 0.25. So there are two ways. The one way to convert the denominator in such a way that you are getting 1 upon single 0, or you are getting 1 upon double 0, or you are getting 1 upon triple 0, and if it is not possible, then directly you can divide and you can write your answer. So these are the few questions which I have shown you for your revision purpose. Now further, let us move for the next question here. The next question is question number 3, convert the following decimal into fraction. Now in the same way, you want to convert a decimal into fraction, then what you need to do here? Let me show you. This is 0.2, that you have seen that 0.2 you want to convert into fraction, that you can write 2 upon 10, because after decimal there is only 1 point, so you can write 2 upon 10. Okay, and if you can cancel this number, you can cancel, or you can leave it like that only, there is no problem, or cancel, then 2 1 ja 2, 5 ja 10, so you can write your answer that it is 1 upon 5. In the same way, suppose I am writing 1.5, what I will write? 1, that is 15 upon 10. If you can cancel 5 2 are 10, 5 3 are 15, it is 3 upon 2. So, it is a fraction now. So, like that you can change a decimal into a fraction, or you can change a fraction into a decimal. So, these are the ways of changing. Now, the addition of decimal, subtraction of decimal, as you are aware about addition and subtraction also. Instead of that, I am just showing you few questions so that you can revise these sums. Question number 5 from the warm up exercise. Here it is a number question, that is 2.8 plus 9.37. You have to write it like that. Decimal should be written in front of decimal, then you have to put a 0 over here, then you can add 7, 8, 3, 11, 1, carry 1, 2, 1, 3 and 9, 3, 12, 2, carry 1. So, it is 12.17 and that is your answer. Then if I am talking about question number B, that you can see that here 189.9 is there, then 234, it is 234.78, then 745.90 here. So, as you can see that these are not like decimal. Like decimals means after decimal the number of digits should be equal. If number of digits are not equal, then you have to change it by putting a 0 over there, then it is coming 8, then you can add it as you are adding simply, that is 9 plus 7 plus 9, that is it should be 25, 9 and 18 and 7, 25, 5 carry 2, then 9 plus 2, 11 plus 4, 15 plus 5, 20, 0 carry 2 and 8 to 10 and 10, 3, 13 plus 4, 17, 7 carry 1, then 1, 1, 2, 2, 4 and 7, 4, 11. So, here the most important part is that when you are adding any decimal number, you try to change into a like decimal form. When you are getting it, then you can add it very easily and simply, and you will be not going to make any mistake over here. So, that is all for today. The next day I will be showing you the coming exercise of this decimal chapter. Thank you for today.